Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network. Hi, this is Amit Doshi, and I wanted to thank each and every one of our listeners. It's been 2 years since I founded IVM, and it's been an amazing 2 years. We wanted to learn a little bit more about who is listening to our shows, and so we put together a short survey. The survey is anonymous, and we aren't going to be collecting any personal information. I would really appreciate it if you could take a couple of minutes out of your day and go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and fill it out. Thanks, and please keep listening.
Hey, this is IVM Likes, and you're with me, Mae. I'm back again. And we got Amit and Sharanya.
Welcome back to the show.
I know. So, I heard I missed out something in between about Burn Notice.
Yeah, it's an awesome show. I like that show, and I refuse to be...
This is what happens when you go away, dude.
Yeah, I don't feel guilty about liking it.
We recommend things like Burn Notice. Oh,
man, you know what? Not one of you have seen that show.
Hey, it was on TV. I told you. I actually genuinely watched the tube.
Okay.
So I've seen it. No, I don't.
You're wrong.
I never got it. You're wrong.
You're wrong. I mean, you're just wrong about it. I mean, it's a good show. It doesn't matter.
Maybe we should do a marathon.
A Burn Notice?
Yeah, everybody should have to sit and watch it, and you get to form opinions, like real opinions.
I'll tell you what, let's do a 6-episode thing of Burn Notice. I'll pick out the 6 best episodes, and I'll make you guys watch
There are
them.
best episodes. What's the worst episode?
It's going to be so much fun. So, as usual, we're doing our one film, one TV show, and one book. I'm recommending a film. It's a documentary. Amit, you're recommending a book this week. And
I've got a
Sharanya?
TV show.
Okay, cool. So, I'm going to kick this off. Actually, I'm recommending a documentary.
Okay.
So, a couple of years ago, I went to MAMI, the Mumbai Film Festival, and there was this really beautiful documentary, very simple documentary by this Canadian director called Elisa Palushi, and it's called Driving with Selvi. And it's about South India's first female taxi driver, and her name is Selvi. And it's a really sweet story because you literally fall in love with Selvi. She's this like small, petite, sweet girl who's just like super smiley all the time. And basically the film was made by this director, Alyssa. She, in 2004, was a tourist in India. She ended up volunteering with an organization that was dedicated to people affected by human trafficking called Oda Nadi. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So basically, the organization knew that she was a filmmaker and asked her to do a film about Oda Nadi. And this Alyssa became quite enamored by Selvi and ended up following her for the next 10 years to film her for this documentary, because she was this incredibly independent woman who just, and she basically escaped like a really abusive child marriage and was in this shelter for women and ended up just being really enterprising. Like, she wanted to be a taxi driver because she felt like it gave her independence. You're in control because you're driving the car and you're helping people. And she was like, I'm such a shy person. She'd say that, every passenger that I'd meet, I'd end up talking to, and I'd learn about them and learn new stories and learn a new language or learn something. And so, it was a really incredible story about this woman, Selvi, and what she went through. And through most of the story, you kind of learn about her and what she had gone through. Like, she's estranged from her family. They got her married to some really abusive guy that pretty much like pimped her out like to his friends. It was awful. And all that like trouble you actually see much later, but you only find out snippets of it till she really gets into it. And those parts are like super emo. But it's weird because she's such a like... She has like the sweetest, like the sweet toothy smile. You look at her and you're like, you're such a happy person. I cannot even believe you went through all this.
Right.
And it's an incredibly, and for once, it's such an inspiring story to see someone like Selvi who went through all this. She eventually does get married, gets remarried, has a kid, and she's a mother. So it's like this story of like this abused child bride and this empowered working mother, and she was like 18 when she ended up at that shelter. So I love this just by it was filmed really well. 10 years is a long freaking time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's
that's insane,
kind of the thing,
right?
I mean, 10 years of shooting for a documentary is like kind of unheard of, isn't it?
The thing is, it's a huge investment, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think she did get funding and did a Kickstarter or whatever,
but still, I mean, like, how do you get 10 years worth of income in a Kickstarter?
I don't even know. I think she got numerous sources for this. So the thing is, it is such a nice story, and eventually in the end, she wants to become a truck driver. And it's amazing. And even the guy that she ended up with, like, it's awesome. And I love this movie, and I definitely recommend people watching it because it's such an empowering movie, not just for women, but for anyone, that it doesn't matter what your past was or what happened to you, that you will find someone who might want to be with you. You will, like, if you just decide, I want to do this, and she did it. And also, another thing is really interesting that on their website, you can actually host your own screening of the movie anywhere in the world.
That's awesome.
Which is a really nice idea.
Cool.
So Burn Notice plus the documentary?
Yeah, we'll do both.
Yeah, we can do that, guys. So Driving with Selvi is my recommendation for today.
Sounds awesome. Where can one watch this documentary now?
So right now, I think they have a website, drivingwithselvi.com, I'm assuming. So yeah, so you can definitely check out their website, and everything is up on there to host your screening.
Oh, perfect.
Cool.
So book recommendation from Amit.
Okay, so as before, I'm going to recommend a full series, not a single book.
Of course you do. You're all about this binge reading.
Well, what do you want me to say, man? I mean, like, these are the things I like. So this is a book series called the Harry Dresden series by Jim Butcher. It now has, I think, 18 books in it. And I started reading it when the 13th book came out, or after the 13th book came out. So the reason I enjoy fantasy is because of what are called crowning moments of awesome. Basically, that's a TV tropes thing. And the idea is that basically, like, that there's a build-up and a build-up and a build-up, and then something amazing happens, right? And
I love that. I love that for life in general.
So that's why I always leaned more towards epic fantasy than urban, right? But then I kept hearing about this, and I finally picked it up. And it was really, really, really interesting, right? So Harry Dresden, private eye wizard who advertises in Chicago, even though the real world doesn't really believe that wizards are real. Everybody thinks he's a kook, but he keeps getting, like, weird shit happens in Chicago, so he keeps going out and solving crimes and stuff like that.
Can I ask you a question? If he's a wizard, like, what can he do as a private eye? Like, what?
So he basically, his ad says that if you lost something, I can help you find it. But what it also mentions, no love potions. He doesn't do love potions. So I mean, like, the idea is that finding stuff, or see, the thing is that this world has a lot of supernatural stuff going on. There are wizards and there are werewolves and there are vampires. The vampire thing is actually really cool over here because it. So what they've done is they look at all of our pop culture and they've tried and create, like, analogs to that, right? So the way vampires work is there are 3 separate courts of vampires. There's the red court of the vampires, the white court of the vampires, and the black court of the vampires. The red court of the vampires are like the kind of vampires you see in From Dusk Till Dawn. Like, the really monkey kind, really disgusting, blood dripping everywhere, and those kinds. The white court of the vampires are like what we have in Twilight, which is like, the super sexy, kind of like, everybody wants to screw them kind of thing. And the black court of the vampires are basically what you have from the traditional Dracula thing.
Right.
And actually, one of the conceits in this book is that Bram Stoker was actually a spy of the red court who wrote the book Dracula as a way to destroy the Black Court, because it gave all the hints of how to destroy the Black Court vampires. They have really other. So they have this concept of the swords of the night, who are basically these 3 people selected by God to protect the world against the evil of demons. So then there are multiple characters. So there are there are 3 characters like that, each of whom has its own kind of this.
Is that very, like, Constantine-esque?
It kind of is. It kind of is. It just has such an amazing kind of world building to it, right? It has, and the characters that exist in here are so much fun to read about, and they do so much. I mean, like, Santa Claus shows up, and Zeus shows up, and Saint who's the snake guy from Ireland, Saint
the Loch Ness
Patrick.
The Loch Ness.
Saint Patrick. Saint Patrick shows up. Saint Patrick's actually a construct of the Fae. I mean, like, it's like all this kind of. So I mean, like, all these supernatural things from history show up. Like, apparently Bela Lugosi is a dragon. I mean, like, it's just like these weird, kind of strange, interesting, amazing takes on real culture, merging them in with this fantasy culture and kind of creating that. Remember we were talking about that book? We were talking about, like, when I was talking about overpowered heroes, and how that's a problem in fantasy where heroes become too powerful.
Right.
In this case, Harry Dresden is always fighting against people who are like 20 times more powerful than him. So that's kind of what...
so you have that, like, you root for him.
You root for him, exactly.
The underdog sort of,
So, that's the recommendation. The Harry Dresden series called The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. 18 books.
Oh, okay.
We're waiting for the latest book. Should hopefully come out this year. It's going to be called Peace Talks.
Ooh.
If you have any interest in fantasy, if you like this kind of stuff, you'll love this book.
Cool. And now it's Sharanya's turn with a TV show.
I'm recommending a TV show called Please Like Me. It's an Australian TV show that I just started watching and I've now finished, obviously. So what I like about this show is I'm a real sucker for, like, you know, when heartwarming comedies take real serious issues and then deal with it in a very real way. I love those. And it keeps comedy intact, which I hate when, like, comedy shows do one really serious episode.
Oh, yeah. Very special episodes.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I just don't get it. Like, it's like everybody was, like, fun all the time and then one day they decided to be serious and then they're back again. So Please Like Me takes really big, serious issues and then continues to keep the same tone of comedy in it. And, like, it keeps that intact and I really love that about it. It's a 20-something millennial show. Written by this guy called Josh Thomas, Mae's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same names, doppelgangers. So Josh Thomas...
Doesn't look anything like him, though.
No, nothing. A completely white boy. So.
Yeah. Blonde hair.
So Josh Thomas won the Melbourne Comedy Festival at 17. And then he started writing this show when he was 20-something. And it started out as a friendship kind of show where him and his real-life friend, Thomas Ward, just, like, live through life kind of situations. Thomas, of course, is on the show also. What happens is, in the first episode of the show, you find out that he's been dumped by his girlfriend, Josh, and because she thinks he's mostly gay, so he's trying
Sounds exactly like my brother's life. Jokes.
So he's trying to deal with that, and his mother's trying also on the same day. Mother tries to kill herself. So he has to move in back home. So he's kind of dealing with this newfound, like, I have a new sexuality and I'm trying to explore this life, but I'm now stuck at my parents' house because my mother is mentally unstable. His parents have separated. His mother is bipolar and she's dealing with depression. So it's like how his life changes it's a 4-season show. They recently announced that 4th season would be the last season, which is really disappointing because it's a great show. But over the course of 4 seasons, they've tackled everything from mental illness to general heartbreak, abortion, a whole bunch of things really, really well, but still continues to, like, maintain that this is real life and sometimes horrible things happen, but we're still going to have fun because, you know, you hang out with your friends and something terrible happens, you talk about it, it's horrible, but then somebody says something funny and it's, you know,
you're good.
Yeah, you feel like, all right, it's fine, I'm still with my friends. It's a really heartwarming show, great music, currently my ringtone and my alarm tone.
Nicely done.
Really, really, really well done. It comes from a place of, like, he's written it as a young person who writes about young people. So it doesn't feel like old people telling you what young people are doing, which I find really annoying with a lot of shows where you can tell that somebody who's not a 20-something has written this about what their perception of 20-something is. You know?
Right here, right now.
Yeah, like, 20-somethings are on Snapchat or whatever. That's a vague, shallow, statement to make.
Always been the case.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like Place Like Me. Why I feel like it's different is because they are 20-somethings. They are living this life and they're very real about it.
Right.
In fact, if you follow these guys on, like, Instagram and stuff, they're all friends with each other, and you can tell, like, that the show is almost the same as your life, just better shot. Just 4 seasons. It's on Netflix now. It was originally on ABC2, which is the Australian broadcasting company. It's a great show, and I recommend watching it if you like funny stuff, but also something that tackles real-life situations. Please Like Me on Netflix India.
Awesome. So our 3 recommendations for today. I'm recommending a documentary film called Driving with Selvi. Amit recommends the book The Dresden Files. And Sharanya recommends Please Like Me. It's a TV show from Australia. Okay, so you know what? We've got our funky bit up next, but we got to take a break before that.
Did you know that some termites in Africa have a pleasantly minty flavor?
Did you know that India's largest music festival was in a way conceptualized in Estonia?
Did you know that the awesomest chips in the world are found only inside US prisons?
Hello, I'm Chuck.
I'm Sriket.
And I'm Naren.
And together we are
Simplified,
a podcast that helps you appear smarter to an audience that knows no different.
Or give you some stuff to talk about at parties.
We are ultra-crepidarians.
And if you don't know what that means,
then tune into Simplified with a B on iTunes, Audioboom, or your favorite podcasting app. Episodes out every fortnight.
Hey, you're back. It's IVM Likes Mae. We've got Amit and Sharanya in the studio with me. And we've already recommended a film, a TV show, and a book. And right now, it's about pop culture black holes. So, you know, there are these, like, really big shows or books or movies or whatever it is. It's massive in, like, pop culture. And then we've just never interacted with it on any level except when someone asks us about it and we're like, oh, I've never seen it before.
I mean, I don't even admit that I haven't seen it. I just keep my mouth shut.
I just so some of these things you hear enough about that you can nod along with.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
It's
I'm
not.
really bad.
I really like to avoid people telling me you haven't seen this because I feel like that's solely my job.
Oh, that's why. Look at you, empress of stuff, watching and things. So I gotta admit, my black hole. That just sounds so wrong.
My biggest pop culture black hole.
Yeah, thanks. That's
We should
better.
put that pop
Maybe I
culture
should
in
just
there.
not talk, man. You just talk for me, Shar. So my pop culture black hole is Game of Thrones.
Oh, God.
I have never seen a single episode of Game of Thrones, and every day there's memes and jokes and this and that. All I know is there's a lady with dragons. That's literally, someone asked me about it. I'm like, I know there's a lady with dragons.
Are you not
Game of
interested
Thrones.
in watching it at all?
I think I would, because so many people, I actually know about one of the biggest, there's one big turning point episode at a wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even seen it, but I know about this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because
It's
everyone
unavoidable.
flipped out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the Twitter broke and things like that, you know, when this happened.
I think
People
you should, though, give it a chance because...
Not that I haven't.
Yeah.
I've literally just not had time.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, I would
Yeah.
watch it. I do like stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like this fantasy epic. Seems like it's set in some other random
Yeah.
weird old time
Yeah.
where they wore like you know, animal skins and stuff like that. I don't know. So yeah, and it's like super cold all the
you're,
time.
You're
and-
on point.
Am
You're
I?
exactly right.
Characterization.
You have just summed up all of 5 seasons of the show.
I knew it. And the one big plot twist.
You know, my mom just bought an iPad for her birthday in Jan, and I put Hotstar on it so she could watch like Veep, which I assume she would like, but she's addicted to Game of Thrones.
Really?
She has like binge
What?
watched 3 seasons in like a week. And she's really into, like, she now has like theories and stuff that she's telling me, and I'm trying to keep my mouth shut about stuff. Also because I don't remember. I barely know many of the characters.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, season 1, that big thing happened. I was like, I don't remember. It's been 5 seasons. I have no idea what you're talking about. But you should. You'll really
Yeah,
enjoy
I think I genuinely think I will enjoy
Yeah,
it. I
yeah,
just
it's-
haven't had the chance to watch it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, I
I will
think
check
it's
it out.
definitely. I haven't seen it either, but I mean, like, it's not a black hole for me because I'm familiar with the whole thing.
series.
I've read the
Actual
books. I've
book.
not
Okay, yeah,
this.
yeah.
But from
Not
everything
that
I
much of a
hear,
black hole for you.
Huh?
Not that much. I mean, you haven't seen it.
yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it, but I
Yeah.
know the story. I mean,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah.
Of
But
course, and the characters and
yeah,
things
but
that happen.
people who see the
and you
I
might
mean,
know actually far more than people who actually
Yeah, so you
watched
should get the
it.
memes.
Yeah, I get the
Yeah,
memes.
you get the
I-
memes,
I- I
exactly.
do get the memes. I get the
I don't
point.
get
Yeah.
it. I'm like, there's a
But
dragon.
apparently, it's gone ahead of the books now.
Oh, yeah,
So,
of course.
Yeah, so but
I mean, I've only watched the show. I've never read the book. So.
yeah, maybe I should watch the books now for the watch the show for the rest of the books.
It is a
Okay,
really
so
good
what
show,
is your
guys.
pop culture black hole?
So
Be specific about our black hole.
so I got Mad Men.
Oh, Mad Men is so good.
Oh my god, I was so
You're really
addicted
missing
to that.
out.
And I actually watched Mad Men on TV.
Oh, I watched every season, every episode as it came
I
out.
would
that
wait.
way.
I would wait every day or every week, however long. Like, and I would watch it. I was so. You know what? I genuinely think you like Mad Men.
Yeah, you'd love it.
Okay,
I
so
think
no,
it's
no.
such a great
Oh,
show.
1 sec. So that's the okay. So the Mad Men doesn't work because I don't like it.
Oh,
you've seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I haven't watched it. Like I haven't tried multiple times, but I was stuck on. I was on a flight to the U.S. and Mad Men was on the thing, and I tried to watch it, and I fell asleep 2 different times.
But that's season 1.
yes.
Also, it is a very slow show. No question.
it's not a very
It is not something you
fast-paced
binge
show.
watch. You watch
Yeah.
it week to week.
Okay.
And you rush
Which is
it
why
out
it worked on
because
TV
it
for
works
me.
so
Yeah.
well. It's such a well-written show.
Yeah.
But it is
It
very
really
slow.
is.
Maybe I should give it
It's
another
not a
shot.
very fast-paced show.
All right, let me give you another one then.
Yes.
I've never seen any of the Doom movies, not a single one.
Neither have I.
Oh my god, you guys. I've
know.
seen
Can I-
Doom. I mean, me doesn't count.
Wait, I don't count because, okay, I'm going to reveal some terrible things about myself. People are going to think I'm not human or even from India. Really. I've not seen Sholay. And I've not seen this one movie that everyone is going to carry me to Maratha Mandir or whatever it is. I've not seen DDLJ.
Oh my
either.
god.
How is
And
it
can-
possible?
How have
I
you
know.
skipped it?
So
You
can
watch
I tell
television. DDLJ is on television every weekend.
Yeah.
I had, like, Indu Mirani, film
Yeah.
journalist, when I told her I haven't seen this, she's like, have you ever been in love?
Yeah, you've
That's
never felt real love.
literally
Yeah.
felt real love. And I was like, wow, my heart.
You don't understand it, dude.
You
You
literally
haven't seen
were just
Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol. You haven't.
You've not experienced true love.
No, but I mean, like, even I've seen them multiple times. Not
I've
just
seen
once.
DDLJ so many times. It's on TV literally
Yeah,
all the
it's
time.
all the time on TV.
know.
And
For somebody who watches television, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
watch
I actually
television.
do watch TV.
No,
But maybe I
It's
skipped
also because
like...
you don't understand Hindi. I mean, that would be a little
No,
bit
it's
of,
okay. Like, I watch
you
it.
see Hindi
I mean,
movies.
although
I've seen Hindi
DDL
movies.
is so unsubtle, you really don't even need to understand
Yeah,
it. You know what's
yeah.
happening.
I've seen
really by
It's not
watching.
like I've never watched a Hindi film. Thanks, guys. Oh, you Hindi? You don't even know.
Did you not see the one with Vidyut Jamwal or something? The unclassics. You know?
Yeah, I've seen all the weird ones. I've seen like random, like I was stuck on a bus and I saw the worst film I've ever seen. Like, what a waste of time. Ashiki 2. Just like burn a hole
That's what
in
buses
my
are
face.
for. Bus traveling is for like really
But
bad.
can I just say, Vidyut
bad
Jamal and
movies.
Commando, excellent job. He flies through a car window. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, that
No
is
idea
my.
what
I
you're
like.
talking
I
But
love.
Sholay, oh my god, you have to watch Sholay.
Yeah, that's actually...
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
huge.
not good. Yeah, that's not good.
The Doom series, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not missing that much. If you
Hey.
watch one, you watch them all.
I feel that way about most Hindi movies generally.
Hey, Hindi movies are good, guys. Some of them are
Some
really,
of them
really
are.
good.
Some of them are. But I mean,
We've
like...
had some really good ones over the last few years.
What about you? What are yours?
Oh, my big black holes. All
Yeah, babe.
right, my first one is Lost.
What?
I've never seen it. Also, I think it was because I was just too late to watch it, and I did not know if I should get into it anymore. And I know people talk about it around me all the time, and I just like keep my mouth shut.
You just
And
like
I'm
climb
like,
up.
can we move on to a show I watch?
The thing with Lost is you can just... You see, I've never seen it either. I mean, it actually is a hole for me as well. But I mean, like, so but I just...
Yeah.
nod my head. I just nod my head, right? I mean, like, it's like, yeah, because... And you've heard so much about Lost.
Yeah, it feels like should
You
I start
know-
watching the show considering I know the end sucks?
See, the thing is, the reason like you watch Lost is because you just the beautiful thing about when I started watching it is not even like I wanted to watch this.
Yeah.
Again, it just ended up on TV, and then I ended up like watching it, and it's one of those. The thing that they did really well, especially in the first season, was the fact that in every episode they'd ask 10 questions and answer 2, and they did that in every episode. You're like, I have no idea. I'm constantly like, what? I don't know what happened. I'm like, okay, that's happened. Oh, I totally get. What? More questions? More? Like,
Okay.
the fact that they maintained that mystery,
yeah.
like, throughout. And it, even,
I'm sure it's a good show. I just never got into it
And
somehow.
does it?
No, but the beautiful thing is it's every single character.
Yeah.
It's every single character is their own mystery, their
Yeah.
own story
Yeah.
arc. It's not just the entire storyline of
Yeah.
like what happens
Correct.
in Lost,
Yeah.
but it's about each and every one of the characters, and you
Yeah.
learn about each and every one of them. And if you don't know anything about it and you just want to try to see if you can watch it, go for it. I
Yeah.
would have like I wouldn't recommend like someone to watch Lost just because of that last season.
Yeah. Okay, fair
But
enough.
when I started watching it, I genuinely got into
Yeah.
it because the acting was great. The story arcs for every single character were awesome, and where they went, even the second and third season were.
Yeah.
But man, after a while, I was just like, yeah, I agree with you. You start to lose like,
When
wait,
you
where?
hear this much stuff about something and it's mostly... what was
For me,
that?
can I
What
tell you
was that?
something? For me, it's like Suits.
Yeah.
Suits sucks.
Like
I-
really got into it. I loved it.
I watched season 1 and I was really interested, and then I just hated it.
Yeah, same thing happened.
I
and
saw
you realize you don't
a-
want to recommend. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't recommend you guys watch
Oh, God,
Lost.
no. Yeah.
I just genuinely because I
Okay.
get it.
Okay, I guess ready for like the big one.
Huh.
Okay. Big confession. I feel like people will take up my pop culture card. I've never seen any Star Wars.
You're kidding.
Not,
I have not
not
seen
even
a
one.
single one.
Not one.
I just felt like, and now I'm just overwhelmed to start because I feel like people are always telling me where to start. But first one and second one first and then third later. I just like, I don't want to see it anymore.
No. That's not allowed.
This is not. This is
not
not.
allowed.
This is not Lost. Okay,
yeah, that's
Lost
not
I get.
allowed.
Screw Lost. Star Wars, on the other hand.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't.
no.
You can start. You can see.
You can
it's
start
not like
1,
all
2,
of
3,
us
4,
were.
5, 6. You can
Yeah,
go 4,
it's not
5,
like we
6,
were born
1,
in
2,
the
3.
70s either, man. I wasn't born in the 70s. I don't know anything, but I did see it, and
I know I'm going to watch it at
Yes.
some point.
and
I
you.
was born in the 70s and I saw it first run when I was 3.5 years old.
Wow.
I went to a drive-in to see it. So
Oh my God,
yeah,
that's amazing.
I know. Yeah, so dude, you have to. I
should.
mean, like not
You
watching
should-
Star
I'm
Wars.
not kidding, and I know what a
I
nerd
know.
you are.
I'm so
You
glad I will watch it. I will
can I
watch
tell
it.
you? Doors will open, houses will blow up. Like
See,
these
that's the
are
thing with Star
happening.
Wars. I get all the memes. So, you know, I'm fine.
I know who Yoda is. Obi-Wan, yeah,
I
he's
get all
the
the
memes.
memes.
You've heard of Joseph Campbell's Hero's
Yeah,
Journey, right?
yeah.
Star Wars is the purest interpretation of that exists, right? I mean, like George Lucas
Yeah.
actually consulted with with the guy when
Yeah.
he was writing the stories. There is no purer
Yeah.
kind of putting on screen of the hero's journey.
Yeah.
And we know the hero's journey is something that we see in everything, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
watching it in that way will be informative, I think, in other contexts.
Fair enough.
But you know what the thing is? I know what a geek you are, and
I know.
I feel like
I cannot tell you how many times I literally have to keep my mouth shut, and I hate doing that when people talk about it. I'm just like, oh, let's move on to something I know. But I will watch it. I'll probably watch it in Feb. I want to try and do that.
Okay.
in fact
I'll watch all of
it's
them.
going to end in
Oh.
like 2
It
days.
I
does-
know.
It doesn't
No,
take
but not in 2
but
days.
it doesn't
Like
take
2
more than
weeks.
2 days to watch these things.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
think a weekend.
I watch them every year. I mean, so I mean, like,
I haven't watched them in a while.
no, I watch the Star
So
Wars
now I'm going to
every
watch all the
June.
new ones, right? With the Disney ones and stuff.
Well, so I mean, there are 2 new ones. There's the Force Awakens and
Rogue One.
And Rogue
Rogue
One.
Okay.
I haven't seen Rogue One yet, which kind of pisses me off. I mean, like, I
No,
really
you
want to
should
see
watch
it.
Rogue One.
It's
Isn't
not
there
playing
going to be a
anywhere.
new one now every year?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that
Practicing.
sucks.
No, it's great.
It
It's
feels
expanded.
like
It's expanded universe. It's not all in the
I
same
feel
list.
like with like big Disney
Right.
Marvel movies, right? It's like I cannot pick a superhero I like and just watch his movies because everybody's like cross promoting each other in each other's movies.
But tell me, what Disney Marvel movie has not stood alone on its own? There are movies. I didn't see Ant-Man till like a couple of weeks ago. I
Sure,
saw
but like
everything
I'm
else
saying, like
before
if
that.
I wanted to watch, say, the new Spider-Man,
Right.
but the new Spider-Man gets introduced in the Civil
what?
War, so I have to have watched Civil War.
No, you don't
No,
have.
you don't have to.
No.
Wouldn't you though? Because
No,
that's the
all
original.
Star
The
Wars-
new.
not
Star
all-
Wars is different in the sense that
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
8, 9 is
Yeah.
different. Rogue One is a standalone.
It's a standalone. Okay.
You know, so
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, so that's a little different. But the Marvel movies,
As
like, I
real
wouldn't watch
fans of Star
Avengers
Wars,
2
do you
without.
not get annoyed that like Disney as a big company will now monetize on this fandom every year?
Can I tell you
I'm
something?
Considering
actually-
how long it took
I'm
for
very
the
happy.
considering how the gap
I'm
was.
very
Oh, okay.
happy.
Yeah.
I think George Lucas sat on it for the longest time,
Okay.
and it always was a universe that demanded more. There was so much more to talk about over there, right? And it's about
And it was one of the. So I had heard this podcast
Right.
where called "What It Takes," where George Lucas actually talks about what inspired him to make this, how he did it, this car accident he'd been through, and whatever. And he realized I just should do the things that I really love to do. And one of the things was merchandising. This
Yeah.
is like merchandising for films.
Yeah.
Just they did not unless it was like I don't know, like Cinderella or something like
Yeah.
that. It
Yeah.
didn't happen
Yeah.
unless it was a kid's toy.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So this blew up
Yeah.
in a crazy way. So it's just, man, freaking watch it.
All right. I will.
Okay, so
I will report back on this podcast once I watch
basically,
it.
people are going to take away our pop culture cards.
I'll
now.
do like an episode of just me talking about now that I watched Star Wars.
what do you think?
Ah, that should be an entire episode, and us just ridiculing you for not have knowing this before. Okay, so basically we've talked about our black holes. This sounds so wrong in so many ways. Pop culture black holes. And I clearly am a terrible specimen to talk about Bollywood. And you just basically, Sharanya,
Oh God.
should just like be ashamed of yourself and just walk out of the episode. Amit, I don't know. You're sort of like, I don't know, on the fence somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
because you also, I feel like once you get into like a fantasy and a sci-fi space, if you know enough of that, you're allowed, because those are like long-running series and books.
Right,
And
right.
You're going to spend so much time in that genre that it's okay if you don't watch, some Hindi movies once a year.
yeah.
I think
but
it's fine.
I feel like Doom is something that
Doom is not
but I mean,
even
like,
like-
it really does feel like
Compared to Sholay and
I mean, it's like Uday
compared to
Chopra
Sholay,
movie.
it's not. That's a
For
whole different.
shame, mate, for
Yeah.
shame.
Shame.
No, seriously. I mean, yeah, you guys are right. Actually, you both should be ashamed of yourselves. Sholay and Star Wars. What the hell, man?
It's like he's giving us a rap on our knuckles, right? Like, shame on you. Talk,
It's like
talk.
homework.
Yeah.
Go watch this stuff.
Yeah, go watch Sholay. Go watch Star Wars.
You know what? That's what this entire show is. IVM Likes is basically homework for you to do as adults. So, yep, that's the end of IVM Likes. Go do your homework. Should be like how we end the show every week. So, thanks so much to Amit and Sharanya, man. We'll be back next week with more homework for you to do.
Thank you for listening to IVM Likes. You can find us on iTunes, Audio Boom, and any other podcasting apps you use. If you have shows and books and albums you want to recommend to us, please find us on social media. We're IVM Podcasts. And if you're feeling particularly nice, please do leave us a review on iTunes. We'd really appreciate it.
Hey, so if you enjoy podcasts, and we think that you do because you're listening to one of our podcasts, then I suggest that you listen to My Neighbor Zuckerberg. It is hosted by two really cool entrepreneurs, Munaf Kapadia and Naveel Merchant. They talk to different entrepreneurs about the challenges of starting a business and the stories that they've had over the course of the year. Check it out on ivmpodcast.com or, all of our normal Facebook, Twitter, TuneIn, etc., etc., etc.